Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to All Astrology. I'm Amy.
And I'm G.
And hi.
We're not going to be real serious. So we're going
No,
to try
we're
to
never
have
going to
it
be really serious. We actually have a cat laying down here in front of us. So who knows what's going to happen. She's decided she's decided she wants to be a little nippy.
She doesn't want to be
so if you see ears popping in and out, that's why.
Right.
Okay. So
we're going to do the full moon readings for the May 18th Scorpio full moon, also known as the Wesak full moon for those of you who are in those other circles. The whole purpose and point of it is that it's a concentration of intense energy that comes down and is disseminated from the masters, so to speak. And if you're not aware of it, it's very intense. And so as I've been kind of popping in the last couple of videos, was just trying to give you guys a little prep work to do, which is to just focus on your new moon intentions. We're kind of under the gun for time, actually. So what we're going to do is go through the charts. We're going to give you your readings as usual, but what you might notice is that we're not going as slow in terms of teaching, okay?
No.
Because we're really just more focusing this on giving you guys readings. So if you have your charts, bear with us, have patience, have your chart in your hand, and just pay attention. And then you can always rewind or whatever, go back to the library and watch the program again, okay?
On a personal note.
Yeah, Missy has surgery tomorrow.
I have surgery in the morning.
The whole point.
That's why we're going to be kind of going through this and just giving you a reading for the Wesak moon, which happens on Saturday at 4:11 in the afternoon.
That's Chicago time.
Chicago time. Okay, so if you're out on the further west of us, that'll be a little earlier in the day. If you're east of us, it'll be a little later in the day, just so you have a heads up. Now, that doesn't mean that that energy doesn't start a few days before and go a few days after.
Right, just like the moons always do for the full moon.
It always does.
Yep.
Okay.
The building and then the releasing. First chart up.
Our first chart up is going to be April 26, 1997, 1:20 a.m., Oakland, Illinois. We have our person is a sun in Taurus in the 3rd house. It is a Capricorn rising, moon in Sagittarius in the 11th. So just to give you a look at this chart.
Can you see that? Let me turn this little thing
There
on.
we go. Let's get some light on the subject.
Just a little bit of light. There we go.
So Sag over here on, no, wait a minute.
So this is
Capricorn, is that?
That's the descendant, right? Here's the ascendant. Right? Oh, okay.
Ascendant.
I'm sorry.
Capricorn ascendant.
Oh, reverse thing has got me all crazy still.
We've got the moon that is up in here in Sagittarius.
I got a cat. Keep going.
The sun is over here in Taurus in the 3rd house. Okay, so just so that you know, the full moon is going to happen in Scorpio.
In this chart, right. That's where we're going to get it to.
It's going to happen over
27
here.
degrees.
27 degrees, which means that this is going to happen in your 10th house.
Okay, that's your house of work, right? That's your house of work. You also have, there we go. Okay, Mufasa. You also have...
Her name is actually Taffy.
Yeah, that's Taffy. But, you know, she thinks she owns the pride here. So I call her Mufasa. So in your 10th house, that's your house of your professional workplace. Okay. 10th house is could also be authority figures. This is important to know.
Right.
Because if you're on the job or if you're, you know, authority could be, some people consider it your parent, like they say dad, if it was like in a household situation, or whoever the authority figure is. So some people could be the authority figure in a church that you belong to. It
sometimes, depending on your family dynamic, it can actually be the mother.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's important to remember the context of it. So it's what we get paid to do professionally. It's the 10th house. And so wherever you are in your life and whatever you do, when we talk about personalities and people and how to put them into those places, just be aware of the full moon energy that there might be a situation for this particular chart. Let me check something here. So this person's got, here's their, so the opposing in their chart
The opposing energy.
The opposing energy is Taurus. And if you guys remember, your new moon intentions were in Taurus, okay? And you're going to continue those intentions.
Yeah.
Some of you people, that sounded really crazy.
Some of you, a little weird.
Some of you, your intentions will be in the exact same spot.
In the same house.
In the same house. For some people, because of the differences, the way the houses line up, it might change. It might be a different house. Now, all that means is we're going to go to the opposite of our Scorpio full moon, 27 degrees, and we go down to there to find the opposite, right? And so for this person, you see where it is? It's exactly on the cusp of their fourth house.
Yep.
No, it's not. This is the 27 degree mark. My bad.
Oh, sorry.
There's
it's
two
in
markings.
the fourth house.
Here we go. There's the 27 degree mark. This whole looking in the mirror thing, it just got me all buggled. So the fourth house, it's home, okay? And it's got Taurus there. So, be creative in the house. It's going to have to do with family. It's going to have to do with maybe mom. So this might be a tug of war for somebody, that opposing thing going on.
Right.
Because if it has to do with mom and you've got an authority figure, like I said, some people consider up there, could be the dad.
Right.
Whoever the authority figure is in your life. Could also be at your job, it could be your boss, right?
Yep.
So for people in the workplace, keep in mind, if there is heated energy and intense emotions, there might be, the higher ups, maybe a memo comes out, or maybe, management comes in, they're doing inspections. Who knows? There could be a lot of different things.
There might be things that come to light that
Yeah.
you didn't know about at work.
That's kind of what the moon is about. This
really, in this type of a situation, it's really best if you stay out of it.
Just be the observer.
Be the observer. Keep your mouth shut. Just stay out of the situation.
Use the
best to stay back.
Yeah, use the Scorpio power. And Scorpio is a super powerful observer.
Yeah.
Taking in information.
Absolutely.
Use that to the best of your ability and just observe, stay quiet. Be aware that, like she said, there's going to be things that this full moon will shed light on that we didn't know about before.
Right.
So there will be revealings. This is going to be a revealing full moon.
Yeah,
and they say that most full moons have that effect because it's the light. However,
sheds light on things that we didn't know before.
Yeah, but because it's in Scorpio, it's things that are really below the surface, things that were really hidden. Okay. Now a lot of people say, "Oh, well, it's secrets." I don't know. It's going to depend how it plays out in your life and what area of your life it plays out in. So I don't know exactly. I just know it's things that were below the surface and that you had no awareness of, and now you're going to have the awareness of it.
Right.
And to just, like she said, keep a safe distance from it, and be more of the observer.
Don't get in the midst of whatever's going on.
Yeah, and because it's in the opposing energy, which is where you want to go to, anytime there's a hard energy you're dealing with, that answer and the way out is to go to the opposite of the energy, right? So it's just like the pen again. We have a lot of energy down here, and so it's like this, right? It's an imbalance.
You always want to
When you go
balance
to
the
this,
energy by
you
going to
balance
the
it.
opposite.
Make sense?
Yep.
Right.
Always go to the opposite energy.
And in your chart, April 26, 1997, born at 1:20 a.m. in Oak Lawn, in your chart, this is going to be in your home. It's in the fourth house, in your home. So family and home. Focus on family and home. And it's in Taurus, so be stable, be the endurer of something.
Yep.
Show a peace, a tranquility, a steadiness. Lead by that. Lead by being optimistic and positive.
Yeah.
Just kind of stay focused on areas that have to do with family, which might include incorporating family into that work thing, meaning maybe treat some of those people or higher ups in a sense, maybe see them in a way like a mother would, just to have patience and sit back and observe. Because you know how some great moms are. I mean, they're the greatest teachers in the world. They'll see these kids doing this crazy shit, and they'll see like all this chaos around them, and they're like the calm in the center of this chaotic storm.
Right.
Like that's when you see these mothers who can do that, it's like, damn. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I've seen women do it, and I'm always so impressed. It's like,
how can they do that?
yeah, like, but they can do it, you know?
Their minds?
Right, but they can do it. And so just do that. try to do that, see if that works for you. And your chart shows that that is your way out, that is going to work for you. So you need to be kind of that person, okay? In other areas of your chart, I'm just going to do a quick look to see if I have anything important else that we should cover for you. There's no planets here for this person. It's close to this is their 27 degree to this. There's no planets, but it's close to the 8th house line.
Yeah.
So there just might be for you a tension also that arises for people that you have close relationships with. There might be some tension. So what does that mean? Remember, this is just full moon energy. If there is tension there, it's not going to last. It's just for the peaking of the full moon.
It's only going to last for maybe 4 days.
Right.
At the most,
right, and that
6.
peak is on that full moon day.
Yeah.
So
it's going to build, it's going to hit a height, and then it's going to dissipate. And so just write it out.
yeah, and there might be, like I said, some additional tension in areas of what you value, financial security, and others' values and their financial security, and those that you're intimate with, okay, that you have intimate bonds with. So again, just be aware of these areas in your life where you're going to have heightened emotions and an intensity that comes up, and that's going to subside over time, okay?
Absolutely.
And remember, we showed you the way out, all right?
There's always a way out.
There's always a way out.
Always a way out.
That's the beauty of reading all that. You can see it. All right, next chart.
Going on. Okay, so our next chart is April 21st, 1994, Lublin, Poland at 9:45 p.m. We have the Sun in Taurus in the 5th house. This makes this person a Scorpio on the rising sign, and we have a moon in the 9th house in Virgo. And
so right now we know we got a really powerful psychic person on the ascendant.
Right.
They have the ability of Virgo because they've got the Virgo moon, so they've got this crazy, wonderful, rational logic.
Right.
And they're going to have this kind of mothering aspect to them as well because they have their moon in Virgo.
Yeah,
Which will help.
and because they've got their Sun in the 5th, they have an ability to be very in tune with kids and to be very fun-loving
super
and very
creative and fun in general.
Yeah.
When someone, I'm sorry, I'm not going to get into whole teaching mode, but I was going to say having a Sun in the 5th house is kind of like a whole lot of Leo energy.
It is a whole lot of Leo
because your Sun
energy.
is there and it's your vitality. So this person could,
Let's focus on, let's stay focused. Okay.
Full moon, 27 degrees.
This 27
Scorpio.
degrees Scorpio full moon. So let's take a look at the chart that we've got here. So this full moon energy.
Yeah,
for
27 degrees.
Is going to fall right on the rising sign.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because we have a 25. Is that what that says?
25
degrees?
rising. And
so we have 27.
And the full moon is falling at 27 degrees, which means the full moon is going to fall in the 1st house.
Yep.
Just below the rising sign. Now, whenever things are this close together, we call it a conjunction. Whenever there's a conjunction, that means that things are sitting right next to each other. So here's a teachable moment.
Yep, that's fine.
So a
This
conjunction
relevant.
means that things are close together and those energies are heightened. They're more intense.
And adding to all of that, because it's relevant, you have planets here. So we're dealing with a person where it's happening in their 1st house. It's conjunct their ascendant. I'm sorry that you can't see.
Yeah, no, it's also conjunct Pluto.
They have Pluto there, and they have the North Node there. So this person has quite a few things there, and that means that, well, when they're all together, we're dealing with like 4 different energies. So this is going to be very complex for an individual.
Right.
Right. It's not just salt and pepper. It's salt, pepper, garlic, red pepper. Right.
Yeah.
And some, you know what I'm saying? And some oregano. Like there's a few different things in the pot right now.
There's a lot of things that are going on in this person, for this person during this full moon.
Yep. And because it's going to be conjuncture Pluto, like we said, it's one of the things that are already there. You were born with your Pluto right there. So in a way, Pluto represents a deep transformational energy. So what likely occurs for individuals when the full moon gets to that spot is usually there's going to be an event of some sort. It could simply be, it could be a lot of different things because it's you. It's anything that has to do with you, okay?
Yeah.
So emotions are going to be part of it because of the fact that it's a moon. So your emotions are going to be a factor.
Whenever you're involving the rising sign, it's always about you. And whenever you're involving the moon, it's about emotion.
Yep.
In a very simplistic way, that's a good way of describing it.
Yep. And because Pluto is involved, and it's going to be something that is that's going to be deeply transformational for you. And usually, well, actually always, whenever there's deep transformation that comes in, it ends up, when we go through the process of it, it never feels really good, and it always sounds scary. Because it just doesn't sound wonderful.
Not during it. But afterwards, when you look back on it, you're like, wow, that really changed me. That really changed how I looked at things. And in this particular case, it's going to really change how you look and feel about yourself.
Most definitely. Most definitely, because it has to do with self. And you would normally, because you have Sag mostly in your first house, you're a very optimistic person. Sages have this way of thinking where they're always rising higher and higher, and they're always expanding, and they want more knowledge. They want more to add to their personal philosophy,
absolutely,
and their truth. And so, a discovery of themselves, anything, adds to that. So this would kind of be something you might be excited about, actually. The cool thing about Pluto is it's a deep transformer, so it doesn't happen quickly. It's slower moving, and it moves deep. So it's not like, something that's going to come in like a lightning bolt. It's not going to be something that kind of hits somebody, but because it's a full moon, it's going to be emotional, okay? And so we wanted to give you a heads up like we're giving everybody else. Be aware of it. Treat it as we've been recommending, which is to go to the opposite of the full moon energy. I'm just going to cheat and look forward right here because that whole reverse thing drives me nuts. There it is. That's the opposite of your full moon energy, right? There's where it's happening. We go across, there's the opposite. It is in it's hard to see because it's so close to your descendant. But if you look at the degree, that line I marked there, it's in your 7th house. So that includes significant others, okay? And it's in Taurus, okay? And there's a planet right there that has to do with food. So whether you cook or not, I don't know, or bake, I don't know, but it includes maybe working with food in some way for significant others. I know for me personally, baking helps me a lot. Like even if I'm not feeling real physically well, to go into the kitchen and do anything in an easier way or whatever helps me to feel better.
The name of the symbol represents Sirius. That's the name of the asteroid. And Sirius is the bringer of grain. And so whenever we're talking about Sirius, we're always talking about things that are related to the growing of food, the preparing of food, the bringer of the grain. And so whenever we're talking about that, we're talking about how we relate to those kinds of things. And since you have that in the 7th house, that is something that you very much relate to in almost like a relationship way, and that you like to share with the people that you have your close personal relationships with. So this would be a really good time that during this full moon energy to really focus on spending some quality time with the people that you really care about in your life, cooking with, sitting down and sharing meals with, and really wrapping your time around doing that, because that's what's going to bring you joy, and that's what's going to help you to transition through this emotional energy of the full moon.
I agree. And you have Venus there. That little buddy right there, right? Which means it adds to what she's saying. It adds to the beauty of the moment. It's also material beauty. It's also how you love, how you want to be loved. So it's going to involve, like she said, it's going to involve food in some way. So whether that's, it doesn't look like it's go out in the yard and garden to me, because Venus is more aesthetic beauty. It's more like she likes painted nails. She likes fine clothing. She likes nice shoes. Venus is really more of a material thing, but because you've got the food thing there, right? So I don't know. Maybe you like giving food as gifts. Maybe I just don't know. It could express however you feel to
in a
create
lot of
yourself.
different ways, but it may mean that you like to sit down and you like to go into the kitchen and create beautiful dishes together with people that you really care about, and this might be a really good weekend to do that.
Could be, and it could also be socializing. Which
Yeah.
could be, you could be in a restaurant, right? So if you're not like a cooker yourself, but you like to have people cook for you type of thing, that would work too, totally.
This would be a really good time to go out and just really enjoy a good meal with the people that you're the closest with.
I agree. Okay.
And this is going to help you to really deal with that emotional energy that you're going to be going through over the next few days.
Yes, it will. It will. I'm just looking at some more to see if there's anything else. And I think that's all I had marked on here. And well, that's enough.
That's a lot.
That's enough to have to, because you have such a concentration of things over there. That is enough to have to deal with. But
there is going to be something that is going to be sort of transformative about how you look at yourself and how you think about yourself.
Definitely.
And what's going to, there's going to be a major shift in your life.
And again, because it's Pluto, it's not like something that will happen overnight. It's more of a
it's a
slow
long,
process,
slow moving planet. So it's going to be a long-term kind of
So
thing.
just focus on your new moon intentions that we went over in the earlier videos, because those were in Taurus, and that's another way to keep yourself grounded, keep yourself at peace, keep yourself stable.
Yep.
Go to that stabling energy that you have. Okay, you can do it.
Alrighty.
Next chart.
Okay.
I will
next
pop
one.
in right here and say, if you like what you are receiving, please go down below and support our
Please.
channel by
Please.
commenting, support our channel by subscribing, support our channel by sharing your information, knowledge, share our channel. We appreciate it.
And the more you make comments below, that looks really good for us with YouTube.
Yeah, I
And
know,
that
we
really-
get texts, right?
Yeah.
Please comment below. We keep saying we should mention. If you please, whatever you like.
Please make comments
yes,
below.
It helps
We
us.
do see them. We do get,
And we respond.
and we do respond.
And we enjoy
that's-
it.
That's a really important thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next chart is April 21st, 1994, Oak Lawn, Illinois, 10:33 p.m. We have the Sun in Taurus in the 5th house. We have Moon in Virgo in the 9th. And this time, these are very similar charts. The big difference is that the location makes a big difference. And so this person has their rising sign in Sagittarius.
Yeah, and why is it different? Because it changes what house it happens in, which changes the location, the area of their life that it happens in, right?
Yep.
That's what houses mean. So what she just pointed out and spoke about is right? This person's rising, I know this looks really crazy, I'm sorry. This person's rising sign, right, is here, but the 27-degree mark puts it in this person's 12th house.
Right.
And this person has a 27-degree Pluto. Guess what? That's exactly where the full moon's occurring, right smack dam on their Pluto. Unlike the last chart where it was happening in their first house, this
Right.
is in this person's
12th
12th house. So the 12th house is the same as the Pisces energy. Okay, so when we talk about the 12th house, there are three ways an energy can express. It's like a basic way, a positive way, or a negative way, right? So those are the three ways. So it could be escapism, it could be drug abuse, right? These are the negative ways. The high way could be simply
Giving it of yourself.
meditation, spiritual things, understanding we are all one. On a mundane, more basic level, it's simply some dreams, artistic,
daydreaming.
music. Yes, dreams, artistic,
Being
music.
lost in sort
Super
of a
creative.
daydreamy world is often something that's very much associated with Piscean energy. People who don't really seem grounded and who
They're somewhere else, even though they're sitting next to you.
somewhere else.
Like, where are you?
You talk
I'm
to
right
them
here.
and it's like wait a minute, that's not how that happened.
Am I pushing you out?
No, you're
oh,
not.
okay.
You have a
Trying to share this
conversation with
arm.
them. You were at a location with them. You did something with them, and you're talking about the same thing that happened, and you're going, no, that's not how that happened. And they're like, well, yeah, it is. And it's like, no.
I know who you're talking about. Her husband. She just described his Pisces butt.
I'm married to a Pisces.
Yeah, that explains a lot. She knows what she's talking about.
He's
All
such a
right.
Pisces.
So for this person, because it's all those things we just talked about was to explain how this 12th house energy is going to affect them. It's the full moon in their 12th house. So because it's conjunct Pluto and deeply transformational, which Pluto is, it could be any of those things. So it's emotions injected into that area of their life. So when we have an event occur and it involves our emotions, we at times, if we aren't aware of it ahead of time, we do like you would call a knee-jerk reaction.
Right.
And so this person, whatever the emotional event that occurs, because it's the full moon of Scorpio, it's revealing something that you were not aware of before. It's something that was really, really deeply buried and below the surface. And all of a sudden it's come to light and it's like, what? And so first reaction might be, well, shit, I'm out of here, you know? And so for some people it might be go down to the local bar and get a drink, you know?
Right.
For some people it might, who knows, however you decide to escape.
Right.
For me, it'd be like, I'm going to the woods, I'm going for a walk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to make a conscious choice about how you're going to react. If you're going to react in a positive way, which is just to simply take some time to be meditative and to sit with it and to go for a long walk in the woods.
Use some logic, I would suggest here, because it's in Pisces, which is lack of logic, which is lack of thinking. It's more dreamy. It's not connected to the earth. Use the power of the opposite of Pisces, which is
Virgo.
Which is Virgo, right?
And to go for that walk and connect to the earth and to really sort of meditate on it and use your brain.
Go through events,
all the
logic.
events and the logic and the possibilities. Don't go to the worst of Pisces, which is go get drunk, go get high.
Escape in some way that's not going to be good for you. Ultimately, is what we're trying to recommend. But in particular, to your chart, like everybody else's chart, we're going to point out what's your answer, and it shows the opposite energy of Scorpio is Taurus, and for you, it's in your 5th house of creativity. Okay,
Yeah. So
create put that
something.
energy down onto paper, man, or get it in a paintbrush, or do whatever it is you do to be creative. I know you're creative because your sun is in your 5th house, so you're always doing some creative stuff. You're crazy creative, as I call it. This person has their sun there, and they have Taurus there.
If that means write it down, sing it out, write a song.
That's right. That's right.
Do some poetry.
Yep.
Write it down in a story.
Yep.
Get it down in a journal.
The best songs, the best lyrics are people who have been through some deep shit, and they write it out, right? They make a song about it. Let it flow out of you. That is the whole point, is don't suppress it, because when we run and hide and bury it even deeper,
that's when
take
it
stuff
eats at us, and it actually destroys us from the inside out.
Share it, man. Put it on paper. Put it in words. Put it, however you got to put it on paper. Whatever medium you use, do it. Let it out. Let it express.
Right.
It's going to be satisfying. It'll be your answer, because in astrology, the answer to energy is to go to the opposing side of it, and that is the solution. That's your way out. And then your chart, it shows your way out is your 5th house. Children, joy, fun, creativity, romance. That's what the 5th house represents.
So go do something fun, go do something creative, do something that you're going to enjoy to counteract that.
It's also like entertainment.
Emotional
Maybe
energy.
go watch a movie or something, although Pisces would love that. But performances of some sort. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all entertainment. Is the 5th house, too.
Doing something as simple
and
as
don't go to the track and bet, which you probably won't because you got Taurus there. Taurus won't let you do that, but Leo wants to do it.
But doing something as simple as going to see a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Just that minor escape.
Yes.
That would not be a negative aspect.
No, not at all.
That would be a positive way of doing it. Just to remove yourself from whatever the situation is.
And remaining calm.
And that would be
the observer.
Yeah, be the observer.
Be the Scorpio detective who's gathering facts to build a case type of thing, right?
Absolutely.
Just be smart about it. and you can get through it. Because it's involving Pluto, it's involving your 12th house. This could also, depending upon who you are and where you're at in life, I'm not sure. This could be something that has to do with piercing through to the other side as well.
Yeah.
You've got Scorpio in your 12th house. Okay, you've got the ability to connect to the other side. And so you may have something occur that's emotions, which would be, well, when we connect to our family who's on the other side, or if we're doing it for somebody else, loved ones, it is emotional.
It's very emotional.
So this can express a lot of different ways. Okay.
Yeah, it can be a little startling when it
Yes.
happens, because it often happens when you least expect it to happen. And it can be very disconcerting and sometimes upsetting, because it doesn't always happen the way you think it will.
Right? Nothing ever does.
Yeah.
And many times people don't even recognize when shit happens because it didn't happen the way they thought it should happen.
Well, exactly.
How many times in life have you looked back and realized, oh my
holy
God, that
moly.
was it. Yep, that was it. That was it. It didn't have like the fireworks and the Hollywood crap, and there was no marching band going off, and
There was no music underneath,
Right, yeah,
to
yeah.
tell you, oh, this
Right.
is what's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just be reasonable and stay calm, and you're going to get through this. And that's why we're doing these videos and at this time, because this kind of energy really represents, like she mentioned in the beginning, the Wesak full moon, which there is literally a release of energy of super high frequencies to people. And so when that energy comes in, you're not aware of what it is and what to do with it. And we just want to be able to give you guys an outlet for it in a
Right.
healthy way for you, that's relative for you to your life right now.
Okay.
Sorry, I just had to say that. Let's go.
Hey, that's all good. Okay, moving on to the next chart, we have, and in case you hadn't noticed, we're going through these.
Yes, I know it's a lot of April.
We're going through them by sign. So we're doing all the Taurus, and then we're going to do Gemini, and then we're going to do Cancer. Okay.
It's a whole teaching thing that's...
It's
it
me.
works.
I'm
No, it
being
works.
very organized.
But it works. It's
Okay.
a great teaching method.
So
Repetition.
today we're doing April 27th. This time we're doing April 27th, 1969, 10:50 a.m., Chicago, Illinois. So we've got Taurus Sun in the 10th house. We've got the ascendant is in Cancer. The rising sign is in Cancer. And the moon is in Virgo. Oh my goodness. We got a lot of
So the
Virgo
full moon,
moons.
where's the full moon happening?
The full moon is actually going to be happening in the 5th house.
Okay, so yes, it is. Let's flip this
Wow.
over for
Okay.
you. April 27th, all right, 1969. All right, full moon, 27 degrees. 5th house, right? Right there. Children, joy, creativity, fun, romance. It's all happening there. Oh, I'm sorry. It is conjunct a planet. That's important.
Yep.
27 degrees conjunct the planet. This planet is called Neptune. Neptune's job is it's the great deceiver. Neptune's job is to teach you how to see with crystal clear vision. So what it does, it's super tricky.
Yeah, it's tricky. It kind of puts
murkies.
illusion
Yes.
in front of you.
It's exactly what it does. It wants you to learn how to see clearly.
It wants you to learn how to see beyond the illusion.
That's
so
right.
it puts the illusion in front of you.
Yep.
It puts the delusion in front of you.
Yes.
So that you learn to see beyond it.
Yep. Learn to be able to have that piercing vision that goes right through. So because
It's been a
phones-
challenge in my life.
Well, for all of us, it is. It's hard. It's odd for everybody. And we're in that same generation where, because this is anyway, we're not going to go there. But the point is, she has a similar aspect, as do I, where you've got this full moon occurring close to a planet that you have there. Well, for this person, you happen to have it exact.
Yep.
It's 27 degrees. It's exact, and not right?
Yep.
You're Pluto. Last chart was Pluto at 27. You are Neptune at 27.
Yep.
And Neptune is, like we said, it's to teach you how to see clearly, which means events are going to occur in areas of children, joy, creativity, fun, romance that are
And I
going
was just taking a look at another
maybe
sheet that we have that has some other terminology for this house that I thought was interesting. It also involves affection and generosity and loyalty and dignity and leadership and vitality and authority. And I thought those were some really
Great
nice
Leo
words
characteristics. They
for
certainly are.
Leo.
They're great words for Leo.
Yeah, we also have to be really careful with Leo because they're some of the negatives were arrogance and vanity and overbearing and
Right.
yeah,
All right. So
which is true too.
the bucket, remember? I want you to know the bucket because that's where it's going to occur in your life. And why is that important? Because then you know what to have the heads up on. You know what to have the heads up as far as, okay, wait a minute. So something just happened. It's involving my deep emotions. It's something I wasn't aware of. All of a sudden
Right.
it's coming to light. It's something that was hidden.
Right.
And then you're going to have a snap judgment to it because it automatically has Neptune veiling what's
Right.
really happening.
Right.
Right? So then there's like, okay, so what really happened, right? So you have to really stand back.
Take a
Gather.
step back.
Go ahead, run with it.
Okay. You have to take a step back. You have to close your mouth. You have to start to try and put some logic behind what's happening and really think about what you're going to, how you're going to react and how you're going to think because Neptune is related to Pisces and the opposite of Pisces energy is Virgo. Okay,
Yep.
so you have to put some Virgo energy behind this, which is logic
Yep.
and thinking
Rationale.
and rationality. So
you have all of that because your moon is in Virgo, so you won't
Okay.
have a problem doing that.
you can absolutely go to that energy. You have that available to you. So, and you've also got the ability to expand in that area of rationality and logic. So tap into that energy before you react.
Yep.
Because there's going to be something that's going to come up that's going to be hidden. You're not going to be aware of. It's going to present itself. It's going to present itself in a way that you're not going to see all the information clearly.
Yep.
You're going to get information. You're not going to get it all in one piece.
Right.
You're going to get it piecemeal. It's going to come in little bits. It's going to have pieces of the puzzle missing. Okay? And so you have to take a step back and you have to wait and gather all the information before you react.
Yeah, which means it'll be then a response, which is what you want. To respond and not react. And everything she just talked about, she's reading your chart. Opposite of what she just said is Mercury, the sign of the thinker. Look at that. And that's in Taurus, which is in your 11th house. So you may be having conversations about this event with friends, right?
Yep.
You're going to go to your social circle, maybe talk this through with somebody,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Because that's where your 27 degrees opposite of Scorpio is. It's up there. And this is your answer.
Yep.
Involves communication, talking about it, thinking it through, being logical and rational, and it's in groups of friends or social circles of some degree, okay? And so that is your
It's going to be so important that you stop, you think, you reason, you communicate about it, you talk about it with your closest confidants. This is not something you go and you just like, whoa, to everybody. You have to talk this out very privately with your closest confidants, okay? And reason it out in a very logical way, whatever it is, because you're going to be getting bits of information that are going to come in over.
but rational confidence.
Yeah.
People, not
People
everybody
that
that
you-
we're super close to is rational and logical. But because Mercury's there, it's going to be friends who you know, okay, who have the ability to be objective
Right.
in hearing about this.
Make sure that you pick those people
Yeah.
in a very particular way.
With your Virgo moon is what she's saying. Use your Virgo moon.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got it. You've got a lot of thinking power. You've got so many planets in your third house. You do a lot of thinking anyway. So,
Yeah.
But that's just it, because there's so many other planets there, especially the expansion one next to Pluto
Yeah.
and Uranus. Sometimes
Right.
things might get...
Yeah.
Anyway,
So just
you got it.
be very careful and be careful about how you make your decisions.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just be cautious. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't make decisions before you have all the information. Otherwise, you could make a decision that could affect people in an adverse way before you have all the information.
Yeah. You just take what we said, use your new moon intentions in Taurus. That's going to be part of this too, because that's where it was for you. When we talked about it, we marked it last time, and there it is in the house, right? So it's right there. And you're going to just remember, day of, day before, like we've been talking about, focus on what you really want.
Yep.
Keep your mind steady, stay calm, okay? And at the height of that day, just remember, it's going to change. The energy is going to dissipate.
Right.
Okay? Everybody, for everybody's charts we're doing, you have what it takes to do this. And that's what this is all about. Is it may feel like you don't. There may be a fear that comes up, right? But you got what it takes. It's there.
Fear is always a temporary thing, and we oftentimes make our biggest mistakes in the midst of temporary fear.
Yeah, it's fear of the fear, as they say.
Yep. It's our fear of our fear. Okay.
Next chart.
Our next chart is June 16th, 1997 in Chicago at 5:17 p.m. This is a sun in Gemini in the 8th house. We have a Scorpio rising sign and a moon in Scorpio in the 12th house. Wow.
Fascinating. Okay, so you're already a deeply emotional person.
Mm-hmm.
Your emotions, you probably tend to hide them. I would say that's very.
Yeah.
you know, in a way, people always say Scorpios are secretive. So I want to speak on this point a little bit, if I can, because a big part of what appears to be secrecy is because they are deep individuals, there are things about themselves that they themselves are not aware of. That might sound like a cop-out, but it's true.
They
it's
tend
true.
to try to even hide stuff from themselves, or things that they're not even completely aware of, or things that they haven't even completely come to terms with in themselves. We all have things
Right,
that,
we all do. But for these individuals where they're
It's
being
even
pointed at
more
as being
so.
secretive, there's a part of them that they're, like she said, they're not aware of and may not want to be aware of.
Right.
And that part, that could definitely be true.
And when you
know?
have a sun in the 8th, which is the house that's ruled by Scorpio,
Yeah, you are such
and
a
then
Scorpio.
you've got a moon in Scorpio.
You are such a Scorpio.
And you've got a rising that's Scorpio. So that's triple.
You are
Even though
such a
your
Scorpio.
sun is Gemini.
Yeah.
Even though your sun is Gemini.
Right, it's in the house of Scorpio.
You're really a Scorpio.
Yeah, you really are, and you're going to communicate. Even though you're communicating like Gemini, you're going to do a lot of communicating like a Scorpio. This isn't supposed to be a sun reading, but it's all about your moon, which it's relevant because it's an additional amount of Scorpio energy is what she's talking about. You should be communicating with people on the other side.
Yeah,
if you already aren't,
definitely.
you should be.
Definitely.
Without a doubt. And maybe you've already done that and you want to move on. Go to a higher level. Well, then this is the full moon for you.
Well, this is the time to do it because
this is the full moon for you.
Because when you understand that there's the layer above the physical plane where we are, then there's the layer of
the astral plane.
The astral plane where the recently deceased, or those that we are connected to, that were on the physical plane. There's another plane above that.
Yes.
And you can connect to them and you can communicate with them. And you're the kind of person that would have the ability to do that.
Most definitely. It's an inclination. It's here in your chart. Now,
You would have the
choice is up
ability
you.
to connect to the angelic realm.
Most definitely. It's all about your desire and what you want to do, what you want to connect to.
Yeah.
To give your chart a nice quick look over, and for people watching, again, this is the June 16th, 1997, Chicago, Illinois at 5:17 p.m. So Scorpio right here, okay? This is where your full moon occurs, okay?
And this full moon, let me take a look at this. This is in the first house.
It is.
This is all about you.
Yep. It sure is.
This is really going to affect who you are and how you communicate.
How you view yourself.
How you view yourself.
Which is going to affect how you view others.
Yeah.
The opposing side, which is the solution to the intense energy coming in, is to go to Taurus. So again, focus back on your new moon intentions that we discussed. 27 degrees is putting it in your 7th house of significant others. Okay? So the significant others, and it's in Taurus, so I'm going to go ahead and find your Venus, and it's up there in Cancer. It's family.
Yep.
People who remind you of family, people who are like we had a discussion the other day about what's clannish mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
That you're gonna really connect deeply with people who you are connected to in a way because it has something to, they have similar roots as you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be a big factor for you.
And when we say similar roots, it could be people that come from the same ethnic background. It could be people that have the same type of belief system that you have. You could start to, with all of that Scorpio energy that you have, that could mean that you start to connect in with people that have the same types of abilities that
Most
you
definitely.
have. You might start to find groups of people that have the ability to connect into the higher realms as you do. And that would be a really good thing for you to do.
And if this isn't something you're doing right now, that's okay. We're just sharing your inclinations. We're sharing with you what we're reading, the energy that's present that you are born with.
Right.
Now, yes, everybody has these abilities. It expresses differently in everybody.
Right.
For you in particular, this is how your reading sounds, everything we've been saying.
Right.
And so your way out of the full moon energy, and I keep saying the way out, it's not that we're supposed to escape from it, but it's an emotional event.
Yeah.
It's a highly charged emotional
And
event.
so when you need a break from that energy.
Yes, and it's how do I respond to it as opposed to react, right?
Right.
And so for you, it is connecting with those significant others that are going to feel really close to as family to you, okay? It's all about mom and family. That's going to be really important. And maybe
your closest friends.
maybe it literally is mom, right? Maybe it literally is. I don't know. You would know that. But it's deeply bonded individuals.
Yeah.
You know?
Your oldest friends that you've had for forever. This could be
if you have friends
your
like
boyfriend,
that.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
This
She
could be.
has friends that she's got forever. Me, no.
I'm
not,
still in touch with somebody that I've known since I was 7.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even remember the name of people from when I was 7. Holy shit. Like, come on. Yeah. But there are people where I could say I have deep bonds with. Now, probably not a lot, but they would be those people for me, okay? And they aren't people that I knew way back in the day either. Now, so what we're showing are different examples of what she's saying, okay? But it would definitely be connected to people who have a lot of those Cancer-like qualities because that's where this person's Venus is at, and that means you have a love for that, and that connects to this energy of this is how I deal with the full moon, okay?
Right.
And it's expressing in the most positive way, expressing in a way of whatever occurs, treat people like their family, think of them as your family,
Right.
Be kind, be the observer, stand back,
Right.
and use that Scorpion energy to just gather the
Absolutely.
facts,
Absolutely.
and to respond after you've had time to gather the facts. And most definitely after the full moon energy has subsided, okay? After it's subsided. Let me take one more peek here and see if we have any other significant things for this person. That's 27, so does that set up any... It does, actually. It sets up this in this person's chart, and I didn't really look at that. But it's going to set up a tension, because that's 29 degrees.
Yeah.
So it's going to set up a tension. There is a tension that will rise with work and home. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. But it's just the full moon tension. And it's just a full moon thing, meaning after a few days, it's going to subside.
There might be this tension that shows up between,
Work and home.
work and home.
Yeah.
Spending time at work and at home, and
Yeah.
people at home saying you need to be at home, and people at work saying you need to be at work.
Yeah.
It's going to pass.
It'll pass. Just remember, it's just the full moon. It will pass. The thing that is going to be more substantial is what occurs that has to do specifically with you and connecting to the other side, and you know, in your ideas, your belief systems about your identity.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Absolutely.
really more of the lasting learning thing that we take forward with you on this.
Absolutely. All right.
So with that, I want to take a moment to, I think that's all we got to say about this chart, right?
Yep.
But we are still working on your Zodiac starter packs. They're
Yep.
almost done, and you guys are going to be thrilled because we're literally taking you by the
Step
hand.
by step.
We're taking you by the hand so that you can master the art of reading. Of course, we realize this will be done in stages, and that's fine. We're making it super affordable.
The starter pack is going to cover the rising sign, the sun sign, and the moon sign.
Yeah, so it's gonna hone in on those, give you the details of the things we couldn't cover here because of the time constraints and attention spans and all that. And there'll be visuals involved, there'll be examples involved. It'll be awesome. It's almost ready to go.
Yep.
I just have a few more tweaking things I want to get done on it.
And it'll be priced very reasonably.
Yes, very reasonable. And it'll be spectacular to have as a go along to what we already do, because that's how we're designing it, so that nothing is conflicting. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. So do yourself a favor and make sure that you tap the alert bell, and you will then make sure you get the alerts as to when we're dropping the next fresh video and our Zodiac starter pack. We will definitely come on and be like, it's ready! All right. So until next time, stay tuned. Be aware of the full moon energy in Scorpio on May 18th, and
which is Saturday.
Yeah, it's this Saturday. I know, but we just we had to get this out to you guys. So until then, remember,
it's all astrology.
Okay, it's all astrology.
All of it.
All of it. All of it. Bye.